I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Caitlin Clark is a menace, man. She literally kicked Cheryl Reeve off the team. This is my team. I don't fuck with you. Get out of here. Yo, son. Cheryl Reeve, you asked for it.
The WNBA has been thrown into utter disarray after Caitlin Clark executed the most shocking power move the league has ever seen. In a bold, live draft twist, she effectively traded away her assigned all-star coach, Cheryl Reeve, leaving league officials scrambling to manage the fallout. But this wasn't just about a coaching switch, it was a clear statement. Clark is done tolerating the subtle jabs and open disrespect from coaches who've spent months downplaying her impact. Her influence is growing, and so is her refusal to play along quietly.
Top coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need to coach Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride, I can't do that. Fee, she probably called in the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her, I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're gonna be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please. And then Sandy Bordello's like, oh yeah, this is good.
In an era dominated by scripted drama and social media theatrics, genuine moments of truth are rare. But on July 8th, during the 2025 WNBA All-Star Draft, with ESPN cameras rolling and the basketball world watching, Caitlin Clark delivered one. What should have been a routine draft turned into a seismic shift, a defining moment when Clark made it clear she was done accepting the league's disrespect. It wasn't just a pick, it was a public stand, an unmistakable enough is enough from the face of the WNBA.
Oh, this is the first time I've ever seen this, man. The first time out of all the times I've seen where two star players are picking up players. They ask for a trade, or the median person asks for a trade, and they're talking about trading.
It was a textbook case of WNBA politics. With the Minnesota Lynx holding the league's best record at 17-2, their head coach, Cheryl Reeve, was automatically assigned to lead Team Clark in the All-Star game. Meanwhile, Sandy Bordello of the New York Liberty was set to coach Team Collier. The league had everything neatly arranged, following its usual playbook. The teams were set, the coaches locked in, and tradition upheld. But there was one problem: they forgot who they were dealing with. Caitlin Clark isn't here to play by outdated rules. She doesn't just challenge the system, she rewrites it.
Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed.
Clark, showcasing the same sharp instincts that have defined her career, made her stance crystal clear on live television. Turning to ESPN host Malika Andrews, she calmly dismantled the league's carefully crafted setup. "I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care," Clark said with the composed certainty of someone fully in control. "But I think we've already discussed. We're going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach. Sandy Bordello, let's get it. Sorry WNBA if that's not in the rules. Sorry ESPN if that's not in the rules. But we just made it one." It wasn't just a MIC drop. It was a rewriting of the script, live and unfiltered.
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach. Sandy Bordello, let's get it. It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Bordello, come on over. Whoa! Let's get to it. You can coach Sabrina.
The silence that followed was deafening. You could almost hear the collective gasp from WNBA executives as it dawned on them. Their golden goose wasn't going to sit quietly and accept whatever crumbs they offered. In a league built on hierarchy and control, Caitlin Clark had just flipped the script. For the first time in WNBA history, a player traded a coach during a live All-Star draft, and there wasn't a damn thing anyone could do about it.
I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe, because here's where the story takes a sharp turn. And by sharp, we mean completely revealing about the WNBA's power dynamics. This wasn't just a casual coaching swap. This was Caitlin Clark drawing a line in the sand, refusing to play nice with Cheryl Reeve, the same coach who spent months subtly, and not so subtly, downplaying her success, questioning her influence and playing a key role in her Olympic snub. The history between Clark and Reeve reads like a masterclass in passive-aggressive drama. While Clark was packing arenas and shattering viewership records in her rookie season, Reeve was busy firing off cryptic tweets about how one player was getting too much attention. This wasn't just tension, it was a silent feud playing out in real time. Until now.
Announced that Cheryl Reeves will be the coach for Caitlin Clark's All-Star team. Not feeling this at all. This is the same woman who despised her last year, saying, I don't give two shits about Caitlin Clark. The same woman who really didn't want her on the Olympic team. She was hell-bent about it, very open about it. Same woman who wore Black Girls Rock while playing Caitlin Clark, insinuating that Caitlin Clark is a racist. So she's going to be, pandering to the audience. Like, I hate that shit, man. I hate people.
But it was the Olympic snub that made Cheryl Reeve's animosity toward Caitlin Clark impossible to ignore. As head coach of Team USA, Reeve had the power to advocate for Clark's spot on the Olympic roster. Instead, Clark was left off entirely. And when asked if she had any regrets about the decision, Reeve didn't hesitate. Her full response: no cold, dismissive, final. What makes it even more infuriating is that Clark's exclusion had nothing to do with basketball. It wasn't about talent, it was politics, plain and simple.
And a part of the official committee, but, some may believe she had some say in how all that went down. Regardless, the picking between the players was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for all.
Here was a player who had single-handedly elevated women's basketball to unprecedented heights, selling out arenas, breaking records, and capturing the nation's attention. And yet, the head coach of Team USA treated her not like a generational talent, but like an inconvenience. So when Caitlin Clark had the chance to flip the script and send Reeve packing, she didn't hesitate. This wasn't about a coaching preference. This was about respect. Clark had finally reached her breaking point. After months of being dismissed by someone who should have been championing her impact, she took control of the narrative. The WNBA's reaction? Predictably tone deaf. Instead of recognizing Clark's bold move as a sign of her rising power and unmatched marketability, the league looked stunned, caught completely off guard. Officials scrambled behind the scenes, and eventually, ESPN's Malika Andrews confirmed what had just happened. Yes, trading coaches is allowed. And yes, it had been granted.
By the way, I just got official word from the WNBA, from the league. I am hearing that a trade of coaches is permitted and it is granted. I wish I had a gavel here. So the coach trade has gone through. As the steward of this draft, it has been approved. And these are your teams. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. Ladies, thank you so much.
Think about that for a moment. The WNBA had to invent a rule on the spot to accommodate its biggest star, because Caitlin Clark refused to work with a coach she didn't trust. This is the same league that owes much of its current success to everything Clark brings to the table. Sold-out arenas, record-breaking TV ratings, and the kind of mainstream attention women's basketball has never seen before. And yet, instead of protecting their golden goose, the WNBA has repeatedly stood by while players and coaches undermined her. They've watched in silence as she's taken flagrant fouls that would have triggered suspensions in any other scenario. They've allowed the toxic narrative that she's somehow bad for the game to spread, even as she fills their bank accounts and drags the sport into the spotlight. As for the trade, Clark handled it with the kind of surgical calm that's made her one of basketball's most feared competitors. No theatrics, no drama, no public shots fired. Just a simple statement of intent. She wasn't asking for permission, she was making a decision. Sandy Brondello, come on over. Let's get to it, she said. Like trading coaches was just another Tuesday.
Get the trade coaches. They just traded Cheryl Reeves to get the Liberty coach. That is great. So we don't have to worry about Cheryl Reeves anymore. Cheryl Reeves can go to her team. I think Nafisa's team is too slow, bro. Alyssa Thomas is good, but she's slow. Angel Reese isn't fast. Breanna Stewart isn't fast. I'm telling you, they're going to be more of a half-court type of team.
Sandy Brondello's reaction was exactly what you'd hope for from a coach suddenly gifted the chance to work with the league's biggest star. I got traded. she said with a huge smile. My son hit me up. I've created history. This is awesome. I got traded as a coach. I get to coach Sabrina and Caitlin Clark in Indianapolis. What a great opportunity. Meanwhile, Cheryl Reeve was forced to sit in real time and watch the player she'd spent months subtly discrediting publicly reject her on national television. The power dynamic flipped in an instant. The coach who once held all the leverage was now relegated to the opposing sideline, watching Caitlin Clark prepare to shine in front of her home crowd at the All-Star game. This moment didn't just make headlines, it exposed a deeper issue that's been simmering in the WNBA for far too long. In any other professional league, a generational star who drives unprecedented revenue, ratings, and visibility would be embraced and protected. They'd be marketed relentlessly, celebrated loudly, and shielded from internal politics. But in the WNBA, Clark has instead been subjected to months of public undermining by coaches, by peers, and by a league that seems unsure how to handle the success she's brought.